Welcome back. I've had some mixed results of late on the 11.4.4 version of FSD Beta. When I was first upgraded from 11.3.6, I noticed significant improvements in overall driving confidence and lane changes. I've had a few hiccups in my past few drives, with incorrect turns being executed and then immediately being corrected, as well as some pretty jarring lane changes when on the highway when I get onto an off-ramp or left lane opens up. I'm going to give it a go down the highway again and see how it performs. If you see this late lane change, FSD had issues before at this location where it didn't compensate for a long lineup and was going to swerve in too late or miss getting into the left turn lane. This time it moves in, but again, it should have moved in a little bit more smoothly and more early. It took that lane change too aggressively for my liking. Sometimes you can't really pick up on this in the video, but you can feel it when you're in the car, when it jolts a little bit. It's something to take note of. Here it is taking a left turn. Although I had an advanced green, it went away before I decided to make its turn, or FSD decided to make the turn. It was a pretty aggressive move. I'm not sure that's something I like, but I suppose that maybe 50% of the time I may have made the same move myself. That was a good immediate turn into the right lane. I'll be getting onto the highway shortly, and I'm always glad to see when FSD will move into the correct lane sooner than later. Okay, good sensible move into the right lane there. Does signaling well in advance. Okay, that's good to see. Good signaling well before the lane ends. I've had a mixed bag with 11.4.4 signaling when entering the highway, and here it does a great job moving into the lane well in advance with the signaling. When I've done this before, actually at the next on-ramp, which is just south of here, it's tripped up every single time, so it's positive to see that. We're gonna have to move into the left lane, as an HOV lane will soon be opening up on the left. And let's see how quickly FSD will move into that lane. I would say it's about 1 kilometer away. It's had a few opportunities to move into the left lane, but still taking its time. Alright, now we're moving in. I would have preferred a bit earlier, but still in advance of the HOV lane opening up, which will be shortly. Let's see how it handles moving into that lane. Got my fingers crossed for that. Wow, that was pretty scary. That lane change had no signaling and was done really aggressively by FSD. It almost shook my wife and I out of our seats. This is something I've been seeing a lot in FSD 11.4.4. I don't know if it was corrected on any of the later versions right now, but that's definitely a regression since 11.3.6. You know, again, you can drive nice and smoothly and you just have one jolt like that and really makes you question the system there. Hopefully something that will be definitely improved in the future. Okay, it's doing a good job getting out of the HOV lane once the dotted lines opened up. Interestingly enough, it moves over one more lane, as it should, but it did it over the solid lines, which again is pretty aggressive on FSD's part. Again, this shows you how the stance of FSD has changed from 11.3.6 over to 11.4.4 in terms of being much more aggressive. Okay, doing a good job signaling in advance, getting off here. And that was a gentle lane change there. I was driving slowly, so it'd be interesting to see if I was doing this at a faster speed, if it would have jolted me into that right lane. And right now we're smoothly getting off this lane, or sorry, off this ramp. Now as we get to the end of this ramp, the lane will be ending. It will have to merge in, and we will see if it actually signals and gets out of the lane before it ends, or if it waits until the last minute. Here we go. Again, no signaling. I can see it coming up right to the end. I've got my hand there, and it does move over. Again, it does move over, but I don't see, if there's no traffic behind me, why it can't move over a little bit more and why it can't signal. So that is something I really want to see, especially in the versions of version 12 that would be coming out. I want to see if they've improved that, because that's a big miss, I think, on FSD's part. All in all, though, it was a pretty interesting drive. It was pretty smooth. I think the only main issue I had was that swerving into the HOV lane, which I think is just a simple regression on these latest versions of FSD. Hopefully that's corrected in the near future. Other than that, it drove assertively and had pretty good lane management, kept the distance when the traffic picked up on the highway, good distance management between my vehicle and the other cars on the road. So overall, relatively positive. I look forward to doing some more drives out here. I look forward to getting onto some later versions of FSD to see if they've corrected some of that rogue steering that they have on the highway. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I appreciate you taking a few minutes from your day to watch this video. You drive safe, and I'll see you on the roads.
So I think when you have autopilot reading, like trying to figure out human intentions, that's not ever going to be resolved until you have a network of autopiloting.
Until all cars are connected. In the end, you're right. In the end, this would be the most amazing system if all of them were doing
because
it.
Then you know what that car intended to do. So until you have a network feeding into the same decision making, so you actually really need like a master Skynet